I went to university for computer animation, and there being in visual effects, I knew that it was centered around some specific cities in the world, Vancouver being one of them. So when projects lined up, they moved me out here. The day that I landed, everything just felt different. I spent a month or two going to different churches to try and find out where I kind of fit. Something about Coastal just felt like home, it felt familiar. I came to a couple of the Regen events then, but didn't really get connected with anybody. I went back to the UK for Christmas for a few weeks to visit friends, visit family, and then coming back to Vancouver after that was like 10 times harder than the first move out here. Feeling alone and coming home from work and not having anyone to call, not having plans with people, having to do everything alone. That got old. It was at one of the Valentine's Day Regen events that I actually got plugged into a Regen life group, and that was a whole different experience. The range of people that we had in the group was very diverse. You had people who had grown up Christian for their whole life, been in the church forever. You had new Christians who were just discovering the faith, and it started some healing, I think, for me that I didn't know. One of the things with being alone that stuck with me that I didn't particularly realize was a feeling of not being wanted or not being valued. It was half a year after joining that life group that I started doing Freedom Session. The relationships part of my life was not going well. That wasn't an area that I'd given over to God. Again, I knew in my head that God had a plan for that area of my life as well, but I hadn't really let it sink into my heart and into the way that I was acting, and came out of it willing to follow God's lead. After going through Freedom Session, I was invited back to serve on the sound team. It was there with the 20 people that were allowed in the building. One of them was Juliana. We'd never really talked a whole lot before that. Mostly, I feel, because I was intimidated by her. But a few weeks later, we started dating, and this was a relationship that I'd have never thought possible a year before. There was no way that I thought I was good enough, that I thought someone like that would be interested in me, but it took surrendering that to God to let it happen. I really think I needed to go through all of the things that I did, all of the loneliness, the trying to do it my own way. I think by our nature we want to be able to do things, to succeed, be the owners of our own destiny. I'm not giving up freedom by relying on God or being dependent on God. It opens up so many more possibilities. There are so many more things that I can do with God than I could do on my own. It's a question of framing and how you want to approach it.